Adrian Low, who is, I would say, a new contact of BBX. We have not met Adrian personally, but because we felt that what Adrian's business or company has, is offering right now, it's a very good product and I think relevant to every one of us, be it on a personal level or business level, which I think he has a lot of it relating to corporate and us going back to work, I think hopefully soon. And he's going to share with us what are the benefits and what products and services range he has. Adrian is not a BBX member yet, but after this session, we hope to give a bit more clarity to him on what BBX could potentially do for his business. Adrian, we have some members here like Luke for 10 years with BBX, so I think he's the best testimony by itself. I don't have to speak much, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and we have people as far as India, as New Zealand, and we hope more people will stream in. Yeah, so we've been around for some time, but as I said, this is a learning, we call it the knowledge series. So every time someone comes on board, we hope as an audience, they walk away with something useful, as I say, be it on a personal development level or for their business, but definitely it should, give us, we should feel some sense of, achievement. Like after every, attendance, we have learned, definitely learned something new. So I would not go any further. I will let you introduce your company. I think you have some great slides there to
Sure.
share with us more. And over to you.
Yes,
Yeah.
good afternoon from Singapore, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me on this BBX webinar. Thank you, Sabina and Dion, for arranging this. Well, we are living in uncertain times, and during this pandemic, everyone mostly they are working from home. Businesses are shut. Only essential services and some businesses are allowed to operate. So even if you're back in the office, things don't feel the same, right? So we have to adjust and adapt. But my company is actually 02.5 Biotech, right? I lead the growth and partnerships portfolio of this company. And today I'm going to present to you something very interesting that fits into this whole pandemic era. I'm going to talk about negative air ions and how it can help us to mitigate the spread of the COVID virus. We all know that COVID virus can be transmitted by airborne aerosol. So it's getting more infectious, and the new Delta variant plus is able to infect someone within 10 seconds, according to reports. So without further ado, I'll just switch to my slides. Just bear with me. Can everyone see my slides?
Yeah.
Okay, right. So today I'm going to talk about the deployment of our sustainable natural fiber air ionizers in the context of deploying them in your own home or in office spaces. So before I carry on, I think it's very apt that I introduce what we do. So our company is a brand that is focused on providing sustainable solutions to enhancing the quality of the air that we breathe. So our solutions are very focused on getting the air quality right to be very clean. And what we do different is that we use natural fiber to generate negative ions, air ions, right? So our cutting edge technology that is patented is able to stimulate the natural fiber and cause it to generate 1,000,000-fold more negative air ions than a live tree does. So if you look at it theoretically, if you turn on our air ionizer in your room, you're basically getting negative air ions equivalent to what 1,000,000 trees in a forest give out. So that's something really amazing. And why are negative ions so important? The negative ions generated are able to effectively and efficiently remove contaminants in the air, such as PM2.5, airborne aerosol, which includes your COVID virus, bacteria, smoke, and mold from the air. And they work exceptionally well in indoor spaces where the ventilation is poor or inadequate. So not everyone has a room with big windows or doors that you can just open wide and fresh air will just come in. So in some offices or in some rooms, you don't really have much ventilation, and that's where 02.5 natural fiber air ionizers will work very well. Now, our solution to remove contaminants from the air is to generate a large amount of NEIs, right, which stands for negative air ions. And let me just introduce what are negative air ions. It's not new. It's not something that we invented. It's actually something that already exists in nature. So negative air ions are abundant in areas like waterfall reserves, forested areas, if you go to the ocean surf or the beach. And even when you go downstairs and take a walk after a thunderstorm, you'll notice that somehow the air is very fresh. You comment to yourself or your friends and say, hey, wow, the air is so fresh here. And it's not a coincidence that the air in these areas are clean and smell fresh, because it's actually the work of negative air ions. Because in this situation where you have water or trees, right? Nature actually allows the natural fiber from the trees and the water to generate negative air ions in the air. So definitely what we want to do is, how can we accelerate the generation of negative air ions to benefit mankind in spaces which are indoors rather than outdoors? Because obviously outdoors you already have natural negative air ions being generated. So we actually created a technology that is able to replicate this phenomenon in indoor spaces, and that's why our solutions are very innovative and practical in today's scenario. So let me just run through our presentation journey during this next half an hour to 40 minutes. I'll identify the key problem and challenges involved in this pandemic era. We'll look at the new normal. Then I'll introduce our innovative natural fiber air ionizer technology and show you some of our product solutions. And to get you to understand how we can deploy it in real life situations, I'll let you see some completed project installations. And then after that, we'll have a Q&A where if you have any questions to ask, I'll be very happy to clarify at this stage. So what's the key problem that we have right now? The key problem is that the COVID-19 virus is invisible to the naked eye. And we all know that, right? When you sneeze, you give out droplets, into the air. And these droplets, as you can see from the left side, are bigger than the virus on the right. Now, I want to do a relative comparison of how small a COVID virus compares with a strand of our hair. So if you look at the bottom right, you will see the cross-section of a human hair at 70 microns. And at 5-micron particle, that is actually the size of a virus, right? So what you can't see is actually something that is difficult, to address, right? So our solution actually is able to mitigate the spread of COVID virus by aerosol transmission, because we have negative air ions that will be able to address this issue. I will touch on that in a while. We all know that the COVID virus does not discriminate. So whether you're at home or whether you're in the office, if someone has the virus and you catch it by airborne aerosol transmission, then you're gonna be infected. There's no way to go around that. And when you're infected, you bring it home and then you infect more people. So this virus is highly contagious, and therefore it's very important that we address the issue, in the last mile. What do I mean by addressing the spread of this virus, during the last mile? Well, the last mile is actually when the virus is in the air and you are in close proximity to someone who is already infected, right? So we have actually air ionizing solutions that is able to remove the virus within a very specific area where our air ionizers are deployed. And when you do that, you are actually preventing the virus from infecting the healthy person. I will have some slides in the presentation as we move on that will show you the illustration in a more clear manner. Well, in Singapore, for the benefit of our friends who are outside of Singapore, this slide actually shows one of the clusters that formed in a shopping mall. And it started with a 53-year-old cleaner as the source of infection. And that led to many, many more people getting infected. So the authorities and the medical profession actually concluded that this is a new phenomenon, and COVID is no longer just by touching surfaces. You get it. You can actually get infected by breathing in the aerosol, spray from someone's breath. So this is something that is an important new information, and our products at 02.5 can address this issue. Let me go on to show you more slides that will lead to the solution. Well, this transmission of the virus by aerosol is actually also substantiated, basically confirmed by the US CDC and WHO. So they actually take the stand that there is nothing magical about this 1 meter rule. The closer to an infected person you are, the higher the concentration of the infectious particles, that come into contact with the healthy person. So airborne aerosol transmission is definitely something of concern, and we have to address this issue. Now, let us look at the new normal with businesses deploying safe management measures. So what is the existing protocol that we are actually expected to follow? We need to mask up. So everyone has to wear your mask. And then when you enter premises of offices, malls, restaurants, anywhere, you have to scan in. So I'm talking in the context of Singapore right now for international friends who are not familiar. And we also have to do temperature screening when we enter an office or a shopping mall or an F&B outlet. So everywhere we go, now we have to basically follow these three protocols. Can more be done to reinforce the existing safe management measures? Well, that's why we have this presentation today and this talk, because definitely we have solutions that can address this. Now, 02.5 Biotech is a company that has a key role to play in the Stay Prepared program. So Stay Prepared program is a Temasek Foundation initiative to help our communities prepare for emergencies such as this COVID-19 pandemic. And this Stay Prepared program has many sub-programs within it that build resilience of our community in Singapore so that we can actually support the people and get them ready to deal with any kind of emergencies. For 02.5, we play a key role in this Stay Prepared program because in this program, if you look at the infographic, you will see under aerosol transmissions, we have air ionizers clearly stated as one of the key solutions to basically combat against aerosol transmission. So we play a key part in this program. And how we actually develop our technology is we have this forest air technology that was developed by our scientists and engineers. And after getting the patent, our company is now focused to deploy its technology to clean the air of indoor spaces with poor or inadequate ventilation. So 02.5 plays a key role in this program that was developed by Temasek Foundation. And now we are aggressively trying to deploy our solutions to different market verticals so that we can actually bring the benefits of our clean air technology to the people and the community. Now, when you think of air ionizers, you think of equipment that looks like vacuum cleaners or fans. But ladies and gentlemen, this is our range of sustainable natural fiber air ionizers, right? So they are made of natural fiber from the coconut, and you can see that they come in various shapes and sizes. Sorry for that little glitch, technical glitch. Anyway, we are back to this slide. So it's really cool when you see these products, and these products actually are designed to fit and blend seamlessly into the interiors of your home as well as your offices. So 02.5 has a very different view on how we design our air ionizers. Firstly, we deploy sustainable materials such as natural fiber from the coconut because we want to help the villagers and the farmers. So we actually procure all our natural fiber from the farming community. And we also want to put something that has a sustainable theme into our products, so that now if you notice, everyone is following the ESG theme, where environment plays a very important aspect of how they operate their businesses. And I think this is actually the future of businesses as well as how we live our lives. So by deploying natural fiber in our products, it actually allows us to look after the environment, conserve the environment, and ensure that it's sustainable. Now, all these products that you see can be deployed in your homes or offices. And I want to put some emphasis on the two orchids that you see on the right-hand side of the slide. Now, what are the difference between AP2800 and AP6300? Well, the difference is that the left orchid is actually just operated via an on and off switch. So you just plug in the power cable, turn it on, and basically the natural fiber in this plant will emit millions of negative air ions. The one on the right, however, is actually a smart IoT version. So you can actually sync the IoT orchid to your phone and operate it. You can actually decide what time do you want to turn it on, what time do you want to turn it off. You can actually monitor the PM 2.5 reading in your room. There's also a selection of the strength of the air ionizer, low, medium, high, and you can actually operate this using your mobile phone. So if you're at home and you have different zones, you can deploy this in different zones like study room, living room, your dining room, your kids' bedroom, and you can create different zones, and with these different zones, you can also turn on and off at different timings. So that's pretty convenient for people who like to have IoT equipment in their homes. And again, ladies and gentlemen, all these air ionizers that you see in this slide, they are artificial, right? So the plants are not real. You do not have to water the plants. So that means there is no maintenance. Now, how does our patented forest air technology work? Well, if you see the natural fiber at the bottom left, what we do to stimulate this natural fiber is we pass an electric current through the natural fiber, and this actually stimulates the natural fiber to suddenly generate a lot of negative air ions. So in our case, our products are tested to emit millions of negative air ions, right? Which is actually, like equivalent to 1 million trees. So that negative air ions start to be dispersed 360 degrees around our product, and it starts to attract the positive air ions. And what are these positive air ions? They are your dust, pollen, smoke, PM 2.5, your airborne aerosol virus, as well as bacteria. And when it clusters around the negative air ions, it starts to get heavier and it falls to the ground or it goes to the wall. and we remove all this bad stuff from the air, and that is the reason why you're breathing in cleaner air, right? So this actually is a process that is already happening in nature. When you go to the waterfall areas, you go to the ocean, you walk outside after a thunderstorm, and you feel that the air is fresh. Well, nature is actually doing this whole thing for you. But what we're doing at 02.5 is to replicate this whole process inside your home and inside your office, so that we can clean the air just like how nature cleans the air outside. This is actually our most popular air ionizer product. It's called the Air Marble. Some of us call it the Cocoa Ball. And a good thing to know is that this humble little product actually can emit negative air ions equivalent to the negative air ions that are emitted by 1 million trees. So by turning this on inside your room, it's like having 1 million trees in your room emitting the same amount of negative air ions. So I know it sounds amazing, but all these results have been verified and confirmed by independent labs that have tested. So one of the labs that actually did our testing to verify the efficacy of our product is actually Institute of Materials Research and Engineering, EMRE in short. And this is actually an agency within A-Star Singapore. Now, another good thing about this product is that you do not have to change any filter or cartridge. So as you know, if you have already deployed air purifiers in your home, you will have to change the filter, the HEPA filter, every 6 months or a year, depending on the brand and make. And then you have to spend money to procure the replacement parts, of course. So in our case, our 02.5 natural fiber air ionizers do not require you to change any filter or any cartridge. So what this means is that you save on costs. You don't have any replacement costs. Now, the second thing is that our natural fiber cocoa ball here is very competitively priced. So the price in Singapore for this item is 179 Singapore dollars. So for 179 Singapore dollars, you are getting negative air ions equivalent to that produced by 1 million trees. I think based on a cost benefit approach, it is definitely a very value product. And the fact that it's made of natural fiber will please those out there who are environmentally very conscious and want to protect the environment. So we do deploy natural materials from the coconut into our products, and that is one way that we are trying to address environmental sustainability. Our product performance is independently tested and peer reviewed, right, by A-Star Singapore on the ability to remove aerosolized particles for COVID-19 mitigation. So what this means is that this product addresses the last mile transmission risk of airborne aerosol, right? The effective range, I would say, is 1 to 1.5 meters circumference around this air marble. So if you are actually placing this in the middle of a table and you are having a conversation with someone, right? The negative air ions that are emitted from this air ionizer is already cleaning the air within this 1 to 1.5 circumference around the product. So you don't have to worry about the aerosol transmission running wild in front of you and you breathing it in and catching the virus and infection. So we actually address the last mile transmission risk, and I think this is very important because we clean the air where the risk is located. Now, I will show you our enterprise solutions for those who are operating businesses and may be interested to deploy our solutions at your offices. So we do have the Cocoa Ball in different forms and functions. We have a portable stand version on the left. We can mount it in corridors. and we can even put it in meeting rooms. Our popular product for the offices would be the air sphere, and this can be easily mounted on the ceiling to clean the air in a targeted space, so that where conversations happen, like the table below the air spheres, right, all sorts of aerosolized particles can be removed by our negative air ions, and that actually prevents the people around the table from breathing in the virus and getting infected. So I think this is a very important slide. We want to let our customers know that our product has been tested, to be effective. The efficacy of its performance has been proven. And this test was actually carried out under the sponsorship of the Stay Prepared program. That is a Temasek Foundation initiative. And the results are also independently tested and peer reviewed by testing agencies. And we have the lab report and the full article posted at the link stated inside this slide. So everything that we do, we always go back to science, and we are very proud, to inform that our product actually is scientifically proven. Now, let's go on and start looking more into the science behind this technology. I want to bring you into a test that we did to basically verify the efficacy of our product. So what we did was that we have a room size of 2.6 by 2.8 by 2.8. So that is actually 20 cubic meters, right? So in this space, we saturate it with aerosol concentration, and the particles that are inside this aerosol concentration is even smaller than the COVID virus. COVID virus is like 5 microns. This is 1 micron. So once we saturated this space with all these aerosol particles, we controlled the temperature at 26 degrees Celsius, and the humidity was set at 26 degrees Celsius for temperature and 66% humidity, right? And then we basically observed, right, how fast can our cocoa ball remove all these particles from this given volume of space. And from the 20 cubic meter room, as you can see in the chart on the right, it takes only slightly over 6 minutes for our cocoa ball to remove all the particles, in that space, the aerosol particles in that space. Whereas if you just leave the aerosol concentration by itself to, to settle down, it took about 25 minutes. So definitely our product helps in removing all this aerosol airborne virus in the air in a faster time, and we have achieved air change per hour within this room of a factor of 12. So what does this mean is that for every 5 minutes, the air within this space has been changed because of the cocoa ball cleaning the air within this space. Now, let me talk a little bit more about this metric, right? So some of us are not very familiar with the technical terms. So ACH stands for air change per hour, and how we measure, whether a product is effective in cleaning the air in a given volume of space is to look at the ACH factor. So ACH is defined as the number of times the entire air volume in a particular room is changed or refreshed in 1 hour. So if we look at this definition, the higher the ACH, it means that the product that is actually placed in the room to clean the air is actually performing much better. If the ACH value is low, it means that the product deployed into that room to clean the air is not really doing a great job. So CDC recommends that an ACH of 6 is the minimum that is required. So that means every 10 minutes, the air within that room is changed, right? So that equates to an ACH of 6. Now, I would like to show you this test that we did. Our cocoa ball, from the test that was done in the previous slide, achieved an ACH of 12. So that means every 5 minutes, the air within that volume of 20 meter cube is changed, and 12 times within an hour, we change the air inside this volume of space, right? So when you look at the hospital sections there at the top, it's 12.75. So our cocoa ball is actually able to achieve an efficacy that is like almost hospital grade. So that is really amazing and is way above the CDC benchmark of 6. So I would like to have this slide, give you the understanding that our product is not just performing at the minimum level that is recommended by CDC. We actually exceed it, and we probably like doubled the effectiveness, and the efficacy is definitely proven. So this is another test that we did with guinea pigs. What we did was we wanted to verify whether air ionizers do help to mitigate the spread of influenza virus from the infected guinea pigs from the healthy guinea pigs. So in the above chart, you will see that the 4 guinea pigs that are infected with the influenza virus, right, are placed in the same space with the healthy guinea pigs. And after 24 hours, 3 out of 4 of the healthy guinea pigs were found to be infected with the influenza virus. So we did another test, and this time round, we added an air ionizer in between the infected guinea pigs and the healthy guinea pigs. And after 24 hours, we found that the 4 healthy guinea pigs were not infected by the influenza virus. So that goes to substantiate again that the negative air ions that are emitted starts to attract all these virus particles, and they cluster around the negative air ions, and they start to fall, and that prevents the healthy guinea pigs from breathing in this virus. Now, having seen the scientific test reports and seeing how our products can perform, in the lab, let's see how they are currently being deployed by our customers. So this is actually a slide to show the air marble. Our customer actually placed it in the living room, and this is where, they have conversations, they watch TV. So like I said before, the negative air ions generated reaches 1 to 1.5 meters circumference from the product. So it creates this sphere of a safe zone, and anything in this zone, right? All the particles will be captured by attracted by the negative air ions, and they start to fall to the ground or on the table, and it cleans the air, so you don't get the chance to breathe in the virus. And of course, some people will ask, if it falls to the table or the floor, but you're not really killing the virus. Yes, our products don't kill the virus. We remove the virus from the air. It goes to the ground or it falls to the table. But anyway, we still have to do our duty to clean our house, which we are anyway doing. So we mop the floor, we vacuum the floor, we clean the tables, we sanitize high touch point areas, we sanitize our hands. So these are already things that we are doing. The 02.5 natural fiber air ionizers seek to address the last mile transmission risk in specific areas where human interactions take place. So what our products do is we reduce the virus loads in this area, and we definitely mitigate the risk of people getting infected if there is a virus floating around in the air. Now, the picture on the right is very interesting. So you can even deploy our artificial plant, and this is actually an air ionizer. It's not a live plant, so please do not water it. It just plug it in, and you can see that the stem of the plant is wrapped with the natural fiber material. So what we did was we sent an electric charge to the natural fiber material that is wrapped around the stem of this plant, and it starts to emit millions of negative air ions. So, you know, if you want to beautify your home and you don't want, you know, like an air ionizer to look like a fan or a vacuum cleaner, then I think 02.5 has nice products that look great aesthetically that can actually blend into your interiors, and nobody will realize that it's actually an air ionizer. Now, for those with offices, you know, you can also deploy them, you know, back when you go to work. This is actually an office in Singapore, and our client deployed our air ionizers in the lobby area, the lobby waiting area. So, you know, the sofa area is where the clients will take a seat, and, you know, they'll wait for the meeting to commence. And we have a very nice, beautiful orchid plant there, which is actually artificial. And this is our air ionizer, and it's doing its job of generating negative air ions in this space, you know, to keep the air clean. And if you start having a lot of people talking in this area, this is actually going to address the last mile transmission risk for COVID to happen. Even in the meeting rooms, they also placed an air marble, and that actually helps to clean the air around the space where they have discussions in the meeting room. And the bottom center picture shows another orchid natural fiber air ionizer that is placed in the middle of a workstation where 4 people are working. So if, you know, they are talking and they are discussing, this air ionizer placed in the middle would actually clean the air around them. And most importantly, it beautifies the workstation. I think this client was really happy because he felt that the workstation looked a bit cold. So he added this orchid, and instantly it gave a little bit of like a more natural look to the desk. So this is another example of the air marble deployed in a meeting room. So I'll skip, go. All right, I want to talk about this slide. This slide is a corporate office based in Raffles Place, Singapore. You can actually place our artificial plant beside the reception counter where conversations take place. And this artificial plant, right, has a more powerful stimulator attached to it. So the reach of the ionizing strength is enhanced, and it can basically stretch to about 2 to 3 meters circumference around the plant. So anything that happens around the plant, all right, you're also again addressing the last mile transmission risk for COVID to be you know, like transmitted from one infected person to a healthy person. This plant, if you're wondering, does it come in different sizes? Yes, they do come in 3 sizes. The one that you're seeing in the picture, it's a 2-meter tall plant. What we have is 1.7 meters as well as a 1.3 meter version. So if you want the smallest version that we have is 1.3, the middle 1.7, and the tallest is 2 meters. Then sometimes in your offices, you may not have space to put the plants, like for example, the walkway. So we can actually address the air cleaning by putting ceiling mounted air balls. So you can see that we space the air balls about 3 meters apart from each other. And they basically do the job of cleaning the air below where people walk up and down. And that actually, again, addresses the last mile transmission risk for COVID to be transmitted from one person to another person. Pantry areas are also important areas that our clients always look to deploy our products. So this is the plant, the 1.7 meter tall plant. And then on the right is a picture of another one of our plants that is put into a corner of the meeting room. So while people are having, you know, the meeting and discussing, this 02.5 artificial plant is actually cleaning the air in the office. Even medical professionals recognize the efficacy of our products. So this particular clinic deployed our products in the patient waiting room. They've deployed the products also at the registration counter, the doctor's room, and the treatment room. So the doctor of this clinic actually wanted our products to address the last mile transmission risk in key areas where there is a risk of COVID spreading from one person to another person. Offices that do not have windows, another, are also areas that are, looked into very seriously by clients. So this particular picture shows a back office that doesn't have any windows, and the client installed 4 cocoa balls, right? And this effectively cleaned the entire room, allow the clients to have their team members perform their roles with confidence. So the right picture shows another example of our cocoa balls mounted on the ceiling. And this is a dining room in Temasek that is actually installed with the ceiling mounted cocoa balls. Now, if you look at this dining room, right, I mentioned earlier that the cocoa ball emits negative ions within a circumference of 1 to 1.5 meters. So if the cocoa ball is bigger, obviously it will stretch, to a wider circumference. So the 1 to 1.5 is actually our air marble, which is a small 12 cm diameter cocoa ball. This particular one is 20 cm. So the bigger the ball, the coverage will basically extend wider. And if you think about it, let's say this table of 6, they are having a meal and they are talking to each other. So as they talk, there will be aerosol, particles, being spread around the table. And the cocoa ball actually has the negative air ions that pushes out these particles, these aerosol particles, and bring them to the floor. And basically, that prevents the diners from catching any kind of virus. If one person is actually infected, the risk of actually breathing in the air of the aerosol particles of the infected person is very, very much smaller. And we also want to let you know that our products don't only work in air-conditioned and closed spaces. They also work in spaces where you have a high volume of people congregating, such as this community club's registration area. But you notice that this is actually not an air-conditioned space. It's actually using natural air, right? There is actually you can see the corridor there opening up to the open space. So even in open spaces where you do not have, you have natural air, but you do not have air-conditioned services, our cocoa balls actually also do work well to clean the air. Now, when you go out, you can actually keep a lookout for this label. So for all the F&B outlets, offices, clinics that have deployed our air ionizer solutions, they'll be given a label that looks like this, and it will be displayed at their premises, either at the main entrance or in the areas where you can find 0.2.5 natural fiber air ionizers. So when you see this seal, you can feel assured that it's definitely a safer place to be. Now I've come to the end of my presentation, so I will open the floor to questions. And if any of you have any questions, please shoot them my way.
Thank you, Adrian. I think
Thanks,
that was
very
encouraging that we have that.
Yes.
We feel safer to go back to work, right?
Yeah.
To some extent, yeah. Anyone, any questions?
Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, Adrian, how does it compare to ionizers that come with the tray of water those water ionizers.
Water ionizers. You're talking about those from like Philips and those kind.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, water ionizers, you have to top up the water, right, Luke? So there is this replacement effort that you need to follow through. And for our clients, our products do not require any maintenance. So it's basically where you can just turn it on 24/7 and just leave it on, and it will just perform its task. So there is no change of replacement filters or cartridges required. And even though they look like plants, you don't have to water them. So that actually takes the hassle out of maintaining our products. So I would say that they operate in a similar way. The water ionizer obviously also emit natural air ions, but it's the hassle of maintaining the equipment. And also, does the equipment look aesthetically beautiful? Does it blend in nicely with interiors? Some people say they don't like too much plastic in their home or the office, right? Because there's enough plastic around already. So, we don't have that. And also the fact that we use natural fiber to stimulate it to generate the negative air ions. Basically, we're doing something for the environment. So for people who are very in tune with the ESG team and, environmental, conscious individuals, definitely our products will fall into their zone and it'll be easier for them to adopt. Yeah.
Thank you. We hope to welcome you to VBX, yeah?
Thank you.
There you go. I don't have much to do. Adrian, I have a question. I was just thinking, you said you can keep it on 24/7. You don't have to do any maintenance, unlike, those others that you have to top up water, change filters. What's the lifespan? Is there such thing as a lifespan of the product?
Yes. All right. So for the lifespan, right? Basically, the lifespan will depend on the product care that the customer actually, it basically depends on how the customer looks after the product. Obviously, if you throw the product around, it's not going to last. But from the basic angle, you are given a 1-year warranty. So a 1-year product warranty, that is the basic when you get the product, right? And if you look at it from a very practical and functional viewpoint, we believe that it will last easily 3 to 5 years without any abuse or misuse of the product. So for the price points that they are, like I told you, the Cocoa Ball is only 179.
Yep.
If you amortize it over the number of years that it's supposed to run, like 3 to 5 years, it's actually good value for addressing the last mile transmission risk of catching the COVID-19 virus.
We also don't want COVID to stay that long, honestly. And hopefully no other variants come out.
Yes.
That they are just kind of multiplying, which is pretty scary. But yeah, good to know that. I think, at least something that also has, I think it was very tastefully done in terms of, fitting into different people's interior expectation. You are right. Some people are particular so it can be part of decoration, which I think it's quite impressive. Yeah.
Yes. That's a very good point. And it's basically what our designers aim to achieve. They want the product to be able to blend into interiors because, sometimes people are very visual creatures, right? We always like to see beautiful things. Our home has to be nice. So if you can make your home nicer and still achieve the air cleaning performance from a product, then you're basically killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So that is basically how we see our product fitting into the market space.
Yeah, I think very impressive. Anyone else? Any questions, guys? Vijay, your team? I think you need those in India. It will be useful. It's Vijay.
Yes, we are looking for distributors. So if you have any distributors, let us know.
There you go. Yeah. I think Adrian earlier mentioned he's
Sabina,
going
it's me.
international. Yes.
Could you
Anis.
please give my details to Adrian? So I have got few questions which I can ask him via email or any other mode of.
Sure. I can do
Adrian
that.
yeah.
Yeah, Anis is from New Zealand, Adrian. So just for your info. So probably he would like to connect with you privately. So I'll send your details to him so you can expect.
No problem. No,
Yeah.
not an issue.
It's not about privately. It is a lot of questions. Like I don't want to hold up everyone.
Okay. Yeah. So no worries.
We can take a call separately. No problem.
Yeah.
I'll address the issues with you.
Yeah, my details are with Sabina. Yeah. Not a problem.
Wonderful.
Yes. Yeah. We'll do
Thanks.
that. Anis. Thank you so much for coming on. I think it's sometime in New Zealand now. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for
But
coming
good.
on, Anis.
Yeah, but good to have you. Anyone else? Any other questions? Because I think for myself, I just sort of wanted to know what's the expiry. Is there anything to do with expiry? Since that everything that we bring into home, like air condition, anything needs maintenance. So when you say no maintenance, I'm very
Yeah, that
excited.
was
Yeah,
very
and
attractive
I think
point.
this is a big win for our engineers, because when they actually develop this product, they develop it with a brief that it shouldn't require any maintenance, like purchase of replacement filters, because when we hear maintenance, we all get scared. And
Yeah,
basically,
True.
even though if the product can perform its functions very well and you have to maintain, I think the market will find it very difficult to adopt, because they don't want to touch something where you have huge amount of maintenance work, right? And something like a maintenance like a heavy maintenance product cannot be deployed in commercial spaces such as hotels or offices, because you don't have the manpower to look after tracking of when the filters have to be replaced, who is going to procure the
true.
filters, and what if the product is discontinued, then you're left with an equipment that's a white elephant, right? So I think we addressed that very well, and we want to get this message out to the market. Definitely, if you have friends, family, please do spread the word out to them,
Yep.
and let them know our products are actually available to be purchased online. We deliver international as well. So if you're not from Singapore and you're interested to purchase the products, don't worry. You can reach out to me, and we can sort you out. The next slide will excite some people. So maybe if there are no more questions, then I can go to the next slide.
Any further questions, guys? Oh yeah, that was a quick one I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
ask. You know how some of these ionizers actually make some noise, when you turn
Yes,
them on. So I wanted
yes.
to know, does this one like emit any noise, or is it like totally quiet?
Totally quiet, no noise, no droning sound of the air
Okay,
purifiers.
silent.
Yeah,
Okay,
so just look
nice.
at the green light, it's working.
Okay, okay.
And yeah, and if you put your hands close to the natural fiber, right, you will actually feel a wind draft. You feel like there's a fan, kind of like
Okay.
a wind draft on your palm. So that is not a fan. It's actually the negative ions being emitted aggressively from the natural fiber. Yeah. And
Wow.
obviously, if you put it long enough, you'll charge your hands.
Okay, that answers all my
Negatively
questions.
charged.
Thank you. You may proceed to your
Thanks
Yes.
a
exciting
lot,
Oh,
slide.
Adrian.
one more thing. Before I move on to the next slide, I also want to address those people who are worried about the level of ozone that is emitted by our air ionizer. So I want to reassure everyone that basically our 2.5 natural fiber air ionizers, right, do not emit ozone level anywhere above the FDA standard. We are actually way below. So you don't have to worry about excessive ozone emissions from our product. So our product is safe, no maintenance, competitively priced, looks beautiful. I don't know what else to say. I think it's ready to be deployed everywhere.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yes, yes. Okay, I'll go to
Okay.
my next
Move on
slide if
to you.
there are
Yep.
no more questions. So here, yeah, we have a little thank you to all our webinar attendees. So if you punch in the promo code ZAL10 into our eShop, all right, you can actually purchase our products online and you get a 10% discount. So get your 10% discount, punch in this, ZAL10 promo code, and benefit from, purchasing our products at a lower price. But remember to sign up for our mailing list first. So when you actually enter our online shop, there will be a message that pops up to prompt you to sign up for our mailing list. So just key in your email address and then go to the eShop on checkout, put in the promo code ZAL10, and you can benefit from this extra 10% discount. Okay, other than the natural fiber air ionizers that I presented in my slides, I want to let you know that we also do have personal portable wearables. That means those that you wear around your neck, and then when you go out, the air ionizer is actually removing all the PM 2.5 virus in front of your face. So it's actually available in 3 different designs, unisex design, one for the ladies, like a little pendant, and one for the kids, right? So if you want to purchase something and where, when you go to the grocery shop, when you go to F&B place, which is a bit crowded and you're afraid of, getting, infected by aerosol airborne particles, then this will be a good deterrent for you when you go out, and it's actually priced competitively as well. If you're driving your car and you want to basically clean the air in your car, you can just also buy our in-car ionizer. So I hope that the range excites you. Let you know that we have a product that actually follows you along your daily routine, whether you're at home, whether you're in a car, you're in your office, we have something there for you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Excellent. Yeah. Very, very aesthetic. And the kids one is really cute though.
Yeah. It's actually small, but it's not drawn to scale. So
Oh, okay.
it looks very nice on kids when they wear. Even my son is wearing it to school.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sabina, I think you can get 4.
Don't tell them they're gonna make it mandatory for all kids. MOE will be like everybody.
Yeah, his classmates are already taking orders from him.
Oh,
Giving
that's
him orders. Yeah.
cute.
They're like,
tell you
hey,
how
where do you get
times have
this? Where do you get this?
how times have changed. You see, kids become so enterprising at such a young
Yeah,
age.
exactly. That wasn't my intention, but I mean, when kids see something nice and is useful, I guess they also want it. Yeah.
He's a personal ambassador of your of your
Yes,
product.
yes.
Yeah, but
Starting him
good.
out young.
Yep, that's true.
The pricing is a lot better than this brand called Air Tamer.
No, I've not heard of that brand. Sorry.
Oh, okay. There's a wearable as well for the ionizer, but wow,
Yeah.
that one costs quite a bit, fair bit, like $200 to $300.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I see.
When I
Okay.
look at the pricing, I was like, wow, this is really attractive.
Yeah.
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 I think why our prices are attractive, even for the natural fiber products, is because we are the technology owners and we are the manufacturer. So we can control the cost, and obviously we don't have a huge distribution network where we have to pay commissions. So in a sense, we can actually bring the price down for retail and enterprise consumers to be able to afford and deploy in their homes or either offices. Yeah.
Nice, really nice. Good learning today. I hope everyone go back with something and go online
Definitely.
and do some ordering. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if you have an office project that you want our products to be deployed, you can actually reach out to me. I'll show you my contact details on this slide. You can email me and let me know what you're trying to achieve. We can set up a different separate call, and we can also do a proposal for your office and do a custom like specification of our products to clean the air in your office in targeted areas such as like the pantry, meeting rooms, discussion breakout areas, so we don't need to put in the whole office, but in areas where there's a higher risk of aerosol airborne COVID virus being spread from one person to another, we can actually address those areas.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Very, very well taught, I think, for the both personal and business use. So anyone on the call, you can do what you can do. But I guess Adrian is going global, so that's another good news. So
yeah, we'll need your support definitely, especially those outside Singapore. So if you are interested, like to be a partner, you're interested to distribute, as a wholesaler, do get in touch with me. I'll be very interested to find out how we can support you, because if our technology can help people, we definitely want to get it out to as many people as possible.
Okay. So that's where BBX becoming very handy for you. You have the ready market, you know,
Yeah, you have a
Australia,
ready
New
market here.
Zealand,
Yeah, we'll chat about
Malaysia.
this after in a separate call. Yes.
Yeah, sure, we will give you more information on this, but we want to thank everyone for coming on today, and we hope you go back with something really useful. And as we know, this COVID-19 is, well, as much as we want it to be, going away soon, but new variants are coming out every now and then. So hopefully, you know, there will be, you know, we scale this down, but as it is for now, I guess it's protection is necessary. So I think this is where this become quite handy, and it seems very practical. So I think thanks, Adrian, for sharing this. I think
My pleasure.
very happy to have you today.
Yep.
And if anyone would like to reach out to Adrian, his details are here. Or if you don't catch his details here, you can always reach out to me or Dion
Yes.
on how to reach out to Adrian. On the BBX side, we're going to talk separately.
Yes, we will
Not
have
in
a
this
separate
call.
call with you, Adrian.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you
All
so
right.
much, guys.
Okay,
All right.
thanks
So
for thanks
everyone
Alright.
enjoy your
Thanks,
weekend.